Hello everyone, and welcome to our second official episode of Emerge Entertainment Television. As per usual, I am your host, Ashley Brown, and today we are going to recap all the hot tea and hot spots that have made its way onto the internet. Let's get into it. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at EmergeTO. Okay guys, so let's get into this first topic. It's a pretty interesting one. The stock market is going through its own fluctuation, and the reason may be GameStop. By placing a bet that GameStop will go out of business, billion-dollar hedge funds have put themselves on the road to bread and butter lunches and bus fare travel. GameStop retail traders have discovered a chance at the ultimate win and have placed their personal stock price to almost $500,000 US. Over the course of the GameStop saga, there has been heavy evidence of market manipulation, useless lawmakers, and pointless congressional hearings that does not work for the retail traders. The GameStop saga has also given people a brand new look on finance and has opened up new ways to educate the younger generation. If you are interested in the stock market or even getting yourself a share of GameStop, you can download Wealth Simple, a free stock exchange app with 0% commission fees, which is perfect for students. There's been buzz online about ladies bringing their men out to girl events and vice versa, and even more talk about the man being obligated to pay for the girlfriend's friend's meal. Here's the scenario. There's one couple, a boyfriend and a girlfriend, and the girlfriend brought her friend out to dinner, so it was 3 of them. The bill came and the boyfriend told the waiter, 2 checks please, implying that he was not going to pay for his girlfriend's friend's meal. Keep in mind guys, her meal was only $24 and the boyfriend said that he's not paying for it. The boyfriend felt like he was not obligated to pay for the girlfriend's friend's meal just because he's a man. What do you guys think? Should he have paid for the meal or should he have not? Some people believe that these types of narratives are what creates a type of disimbalance in male and female relationships. Atlanta went wild in these streets, and with restrictions as almost nothing was in place, and nobody was over 6 feet away from each other. It seems as if one cough in the building, and the whole world is probably right back to where it started. Miami Beach officials set an 8 p.m. curfew for up to 3 weeks to help control mostly maskless people during spring break. And if you're not familiar with spring break, it's a vacation period in early spring for universities and schools in Florida. Usually, students from different cities would fly to Miami for spring break. It kind of makes you think about how different nations are handling this pandemic. I'll ask you guys, would you rather have clubs and social spaces be open and the responsibility to be safe is in your hands? Or would you rather have restrictions we have in place now in Canada? Meghan Markle and Prince Harry sat down with Oprah in the first episode installment of many notable high-profile interviews. Oprah's interview made major headlines as Meghan Markle, honorary Princess of the People, did a mini expose on the royal family and have confirmed what many people have suspected forever. There were a lot of highlights and funny moments from this interview. One of my favorites was when Oprah asked Meghan, were you silent or were you silenced? That was so funny to me. And the other one was, it was a meme that spread all over Twitter where Oprah was like this. So there were a lot of highlights and funny moments from the interview. But the one thing that stood out to everyone was Meghan's emotional state during the interview and constant battle with the UK media and her personal identity. While most comments were sympathetic, a lot of people were slandering this woman's name, claiming that she's faking the whole thing and being quote-unquote extra. When Meghan Markle was pregnant with baby Archie, the big topic discussed within the royal family was whether baby Archie's skin would be light or dark. This led Meghan into a depressive state, which is why she came on Oprah's show and made this interview for the world to see the truth about the royal family. This situation itself is a hot mess. Vaccinations for COVID 19 are ramping up everywhere, and everyone is wondering where to be vaccinated. If you're like me and you plan on being outside all day, all summer, you're probably going to have to get vaccinated just to enjoy the basic luxuries of life. As many of you know, the Canadian government is working from the top as young adults ages 21 to 24 will be eligible for the vaccine later on in the year. Yes, vaccinations are here and cases are going down, but don't get too excited, guys. It's still best to keep your mask on, wipe everything down, and stay clean because you never know when another wave will hit us. Ages 21 to 24 will be able to get vaccinated later on in the year. But right now they're doing 80-year-olds plus. So get your grandpas, get your grandmas, get them vaccinated. Let's keep everybody safe. Rapper Quavo and rapper Sweetie's breakup has been making headlines everywhere after they confirmed the breakup via Twitter. Let's just say hot mess real quick. Just days after breakup rumors surfaced, as fans noticed that Saweetie and Quavo unfollowed each other off Instagram, and Saweetie confirmed to Twitter that the breakup is true. But my thing is, how do these fans have time to check to see who unfollowed who? I don't even check to see who unfollowed me. Like, because I don't care. These fans clearly don't have any time on their hands. So of course all the fans are sending Sweetie love, and of course they're also bashing Quavo. I just hope these two can work it out behind closed doors, and who knows, they might get back, we don't know, but we're gonna keep our eyes closed on this story, guys. In today's episode of Let's Talk About It, we have Navdeep Kaur, a confidence coach. And today we're talking about why we should keep our desires a secret. All right, Nat.
Thank you for having me. I'm very happy and grateful to be here and to be able to share what I know. Yes, we will definitely be talking about why we should keep them a secret, at least until a certain point. So, not necessarily a secret throughout the whole time. I guess before we begin, I'll give you a little bit of a background on me and what I do and how I began. So, my academic background is actually in HR. I have my degree in HR, and went into that field. Didn't really work out for me. It wasn't something that like really thrilled me and made me want, like, I wasn't passionate about it at all. And but one thing I knew in the back of my mind always has been that I want to help people. I want to help change the world. So yeah, so 2 years ago I was a senior manager downtown at a restaurant, and I decided to just up and quit my job because I had had enough, and I knew I wasn't following my passion. And it was risky. It was very risky, very, like, it is scary to just kind of leave your full-time job and like up and go. My friend and I, who's a lawyer by trade, she's also a yoga teacher. We kind of met along our journey. So she had a spare room in her law office, and then actually that's kind of where we started. So we started teaching our yoga classes and meditation classes and classes on breath work. And I had been in the field of personal development. I've been in it for about the last 6 years now. So I kind of like, I got to see like a glimpse of like the two worlds, and I started working on something like on how to blend the two. So long story short, here I am today. Now I am a certified yoga teacher. I teach meditation, and I use the yogic, the Eastern ways, and I bring them into like the Western philosophies, and I've combined it all into confidence coaching.
So on the topic of keeping our desires a secret, my first question for you is, does telling someone your goals make them less likely to happen?
So, you know what? Like, I mean, it was something that I've always kind of battled with in terms of like, is it true? Is it not true? Right? I was on the fence of it. And then recently I came across a book, and it's an incredible book. Actually, it's in front of me. It's by Genevieve Behrend, and I was reading her concepts. And in that, it mentions how so what happens? So there's a law of gestation meaning like, it's still in its early stages, and you may have noticed it with yourself, because I know I certainly went through this along my journey. When an idea is brand new, we get very excited, like, oh, we've got an idea, it's super exciting, and we start sharing it. We start sharing it with like either everybody or like a few people that we're close to not keeping in mind that they're not necessarily on the same page as you are,
Right.
right? They may be in a different, like at a different time in their lives where your idea may not be as exciting as it is for you for them.
Right.
What ends up happening is because there's so much, like, energy is a real thing. Like energy, that's a whole topic. That's a whole call on its own.
Right.
Energy is a very real thing. So what happens is when you put that energy out, essentially you end up picking up on all this other different type of energy that could potentially get in the way of your goals coming to fruition.
Yes.
If somebody ends up saying, oh, like, are you sure? Oh yeah, but like, what are you going to do about this? Like, it's very less likely that you will meet somebody who's going to be like, oh my god, that's a great idea, you know what you should try, X, Y, and Z.
Right.
There are those people in this world as well, but you have to cultivate those people.
Yeah.
Most of us, for the most part, when we're at the beginning of our like journey of like, or like, when we're trying to come up with something new, most of us have more naysayers around us rather
Sure.
than naysayers.
Yes, for sure.
So exactly. So what ends up happening is you end up doubting yourself. You end up second guessing yourself. And there's a thing called imposter syndrome that starts to set in. Like, who am I? Who am I to go do this when the people that know me really well don't think that it's a good idea, or don't think that it can come to, like, that this is the right thing for me to do. So
Yeah.
this is why they say to keep your desires a secret, not necessarily forever and ever, but for a certain period of time until your idea is up and off the ground.
Yes. That's what I
So
heard too. Like keep them until they're fully developed.
exactly. It's just like a baby, like when a couple is having a baby, they don't share the news up until I think it's what's 12 weeks or something certain like that. Like there's like like I think a 2 or 3 month period, yeah, that you kind of keep it to yourself because anything can happen during that time. So you just kind of keep it to yourself. And when that baby, and your idea, essentially a brain baby, right? It's still a baby when
Right.
it comes in your mind. So when that baby has developed a little bit and come into like more of a solid form, perhaps then you can start sharing that idea.
Yes. For me, when I feel like when people ask me like what are your plans after school, or they ask me, okay, you went to school for this and that. Okay, so what career or what job do you see yourself doing? I don't want to tell them because I feel like they're just manifesting that I fail, or I feel like they might just jinx my goals, or simply just preying on my downfall. So my question is, if people were to ask me, what are your plans after school? What should I tell them?
We are, again, I feel like as people, we love to share. Like, I'm a sharer through and through. I love to share, especially good news. Why not?
Right.
But to tackle that question, so this is something that I have had to this is what I tell my clients, this is what I've applied to my personal life, myself. You know what you want to do, right? Essentially what you could do is you could give them a long-winded answer. So it's like, oh yeah, I have a few different options, I'm looking at X, Y, and Z. So instead of narrowing it down to exactly what it is that you want to do,
Okay.
perhaps give them like just your thought process. Oh yeah, like, I have a bunch of different avenues that I'm like looking to kind of go down, and just gonna see which one works out best for me. Like, I'm gonna try my hand here, I'm gonna try my hand here, and then see which one works out. You're still kind of giving them something so they
Yeah.
can work on whatever it is that they want to work on or work with, but then you're also being true to yourself. Number two, something that that's really worked well is, when it comes down to your goal, you want to break your goals down. And like, I'll go get into that a little bit in a little bit.
Mhm.
But what happens is, in your goals, in order to accomplish them, we always need help. We always need help. Like, we cannot do everything in this world on our own. We need people, we need help, we need support. So something that you can try is also, like, you can always think of the next step, like the step that you need in order to get closer to your goal. You could always say something like, yeah, you know what, currently I'm looking for X, Y, and Z. For example, you're looking to get into a certain kind of university, or post university, you're looking to start a business or get a job. You could always say, yes, I'm actually looking to network with people in this industry. That's kind of like my that's one of my focuses. Do you know anybody?
Okay.
People do want to help,
You're right. They do.
and they'll be more supportive when you just straight up ask them, hey, do you think you can help?
Right.
So like, it's like breaking down your goal into like little smaller steps, almost like knowing what the next step is, like what would get me to the next step sooner, or like what is my next small step that I need to take, and yeah, and ask for help in that moment.
So I've read that vocalizing your plans to others triggers a feeling of accomplishment. It tricks your brain into thinking that you've achieved something.
Like usually when vocalizing your plans, you can like again, I feel like what really works for me, like have you heard of the concept of manifestation?
Yes.
So when we're trying to manifest something, the number one rule of manifestation, I mean, there's layers to this concept. When we're trying to manifest something, you want to embody the feeling of already having it accomplished.
Okay.
So it's a feeling. Manifestation stems from a feeling. So for example, so my thing was I wanted to make an impact. I wanted to help the world and I wanted to make an impact. So my affirmation was I am so happy and grateful now that I get to make an impact. So that affirmation wasn't something in the future, it was happening for me right now. This is even before I started my journey of coaching or yoga, any, you know what I mean? Like before anything kind of came into my life, it was just a feeling that I had that this is what I want to do. I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't know what path I'm going to choose. But it started from that affirmation and actually feeling it. And I started to do that like before I went to bed every night and first thing when I wake up in the morning. It was embodying that feeling. So I would go about my day as if I'm already making an impact, as if I've already achieved it, as if that goal that I wanted is already here.
Yeah.
It's here in the now. It's not in the future. It's already here in the now. And I'm grateful for it already. Like I'm so grateful that it's here. I'm so happy and grateful now that I get to make an impact. That for me has definitely brought so many things into fruition versus just vocalizing my plan like, oh, this is what I want to do. Not necessarily.
Thank you so much for talking to us at Emerge Entertainment Television. Let the audience know where they can follow you or where they can find you on social media.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me. It was such a pleasure talking to you and just sharing some of what I've learned along the way in life. You can find me on Instagram. That's my primary source that I'm like mostly on. And it's at New Light. That's NULIGHT _. New Light is actually the literal translation of my name, Navdeep. So it's a Sikh, it's a Punjabi name. So that's the meaning of it. And that's what I'm rolling with. So yeah, you can find me on Instagram and or you can email me at newlight.creatives@gmail.com.
Perfect. So if you guys want to work with Navdeep, email her. All right.
Always. And I have lots of free content available, lots of it. So thank you so much, Ashley, for having me.
Welcome to another segment of the What You Wear, where I, Ashley Brown, will be rating your hottest fits and providing you, our viewers, exactly where to find those items on the web. We've received a ton of pictures from a bunch of beautiful ladies, so let's check them out. Okay, so here's our first candidate. So her name is Jasmine Santos, and she's wearing a pink silk dress from Shein, and her jewelry is from Pack Connects. So here's what Jasmine said about her outfit. I chose this outfit because it's a pink silk dress that's very appropriate for Valentine's Day. The dress is just so simple, yet it's so vibrant and it's so eye-catching. Okay, so I'm gonna give this outfit, honestly, she looks really good. I wish I could see what shoes she's wearing, but I'm gonna give her a 9 out of 10. Here's our second candidate. Her name is Samra Hassan, and she is wearing black flare leg pants from Fashion Nova and a nice black crop top to match. I chose this outfit because you can never go wrong with black flared leg pants. Also, this outfit is very versatile. You could dress it up or dress it down. You can wear this outfit with heels or even some sneakers. I'm gonna give this outfit an 8 out of 10. And last but not least, we have Kristen Wong. My fancy date outfit is a maroon dress shirt, black pencil skirt, detailed fishnet stockings, and a little black purse. The purse complements my black purse and stockings. It stores a lot, but isn't bulky, so I can bring my essentials and still look cute. Okay, Kristen. I'm gonna give Kristen's outfit a 10 out of 10. So here are the 3 outfits. Choose which one you guys prefer. Thank you for watching another episode of Emerge Entertainment Television. I am your host, Ashley Brown, and today we touched on newsiness, what you wear, and I want to thank special guest confidence coach Navdeep Kaur for talking to us about why we should keep our desires a secret. If you all like the show and you want to see more of me, check us out on the Emerge web magazine at www.emergemagazine.ca. Or you can follow my personal YouTube channel, which is Ashley B.